Hello, this is Osa, and this is this week's thoughts. But first, I want to introduce myself for those that are just watching for the first time or just seeing my video, coming across my video for the first time. My name is Osa. I have been working on my introduction for quite some time. I got into an Uber driver's car some time ago, and he asked me to introduce myself without the titles, right? Without uh, an artist or saying I'm a father, saying I'm a brother, a husband, friend, whatever it is. And he just said, just introduce yourself to me without the titles. And that was something that I've never heard before. And it took me some time to really process that question, right? Even in that right, I was not able to answer the question, but for some years now, I've thought about that question over and over again. Introducing myself without the titles, because again, an introduction is something important that you want people to know about you. So here is my introduction without the title, and please let me know how it sounds. My name is Osa. I am a man trying to figure it out, right? And that's my introduction. And that brings me into this week's thoughts. I'm going to start off by reading this week's thoughts. Stay relevant. To stay relevant in the AI era, you don't just need technical skill, you need belief, adaptability, communication, and community. The I will figure it out is the greatest skill anyone can acquire today. Um, I was born by an immigrant parent or born into an immigrant family, and we moved to America a long time ago. My dad moved here a very long time ago, and we joined my father a very long time ago as well, about almost 2 decades now, I'd say. And when I first moved here, it was quite hard for me to kind of adapt and even start making friends, I'd say. Um, I had graduated high school back home in Nigeria before moving here, and going into college, I had no friends. But even in Nigeria, I had started to find my feet, I started to find my way as well. Um, and moving into a brand new country was quite hard for me, and no friends. My mother was back home, my father was here. He was a nurse and he was always working. So it was quite hard to kind of transition into the new norm and into the new society, right? And from there on, just like every immigrant story, my parents wanted me to be a doctor or be a pharmacist at least, but I just wanted to make music. That's really all I knew, and all I wanted to do was just make music. I didn't know what that meant, but all I knew was I enjoyed making music. I enjoyed writing songs. I enjoyed singing, and that's what I wanted to do, right? Um, but my family wanted me to be a doctor, and that was, but not even knowing how I would achieve that in the new uh, society or new country that I was in. But they just wanted me to figure it out, right? Being a doctor, get into school and just figure it out. I started off working at a nursing home, at the kitchen of a nursing home as a dietary aide. From there on, I moved on working at the airports, at the cargo side of the airports. Just tying up pallets and just throwing it on the plane. From there on, I became a customer service agent working for healthcare insurance company. And there on, I became started selling knives for a company. That didn't last very long. Then I moved up into becoming a help desk agent because I already had experience of being a customer service agent before. From there, I became a desktop support agent. From there, I became an executive support agent. From there on, I became a system admin, and there worked into the cybersecurity side of, of tech, right? And I've just been working and just figuring it out. There's something that I've always stood out to me was just being able to figure it out, just hear the position, doing my research, praying, and just studying, right? And just figuring it out. Just learn what the job entail, move up, ask questions to those people that are working in those positions, read a lot of book, watch a lot of YouTube videos. In fact, I learned from the YouTube University. That's how I particularly learned most of these jobs, was listening to other people talk about it and studying and learning and just doing a bunch of interviews, just failing those interviews, and just learned how to learn better ways to ask better questions, and also with a lot of failures or failing those interviews, I was able to eventually land the job, right, and just work my way up from there. A lot of people have been scared about the new transition of AI and what's the new society is about to become, and worried about their jobs and what they would have to do without uh, knowing where it's all headed, right? It's been heavy on my mind for some time now, but really heavy on my mind this week because as people are getting fired from their jobs, it's the dust is settling in, right? And it's settling in because most of these companies have done the numbers. It's a lot cheaper to hire or train an AI agent to do the job versus paying a human to do it, and paying for those overtime in some cases, paying for holidays, paying for insurance, and those types of conversations. So they've done the numbers, and it's a lot cheaper, to train the agent to do this job, because you might only have to audit the script or code maybe a few times a month, maybe, or a few times a year. Who knows? And a lot of people are just being very worried about what the future holds and what the idea would become. Mostly because since the last 100 years, a lot of people have tied their purpose to their jobs, right? And their identity to their jobs as well, right? And hear people introduce themselves as doctors, lawyers, whatever it is, and that's their introduction, and that's what they want you to know about them. So I've been thinking about it and just writing about what I've done in the last couple of years to kind of stay ahead and figure it out. Because again, the name of the game is figuring it out. And the best skill that anybody can acquire today is the figuring it out skill. That's the best skill. So I wrote down some of the things that have helped me through the years to kind of go through some of these types of times. And I'm hoping that it helps somebody, because again, the goal for this channel is for us to learn from each other. I learned from you, you learned from me, and we kind of figure it out together, right? Because I want to be able to connect with like minds that know more and are able to teach and impact into me. And as I know more as well, I'm able to, share and teach other people that needs to figure it out. So here is what I've been doing, and I'm hoping that it helps somebody too. The first on my list is believe in myself after faith in God. God is the ultimate. You cannot do anything without God. And I don't care what the conversation is, who's having that conversation. Faith in God is how I have figured it out, right? So if you feel there's somebody out there, there's a higher being, a higher power out there that you can have faith in, that's going to help you figure it out, you know. But again, having believed in myself that I can do it, having believed in myself that I can figure it out, has kept me going as well, because I have faith in the Almighty, knowing that whatever I find, wherever and whatever I find myself, He's gonna pull me through, and He's gonna give me the strength to keep going. And with the strong amount of belief in myself, I've been able to figure it out. And that's number one on my list. Number two is keep developing the I can figure it out skill. It's the best skill you can ever have. You have to keep, it's like a muscle. You have to keep working on it. You got to keep building and developing that skill, regardless of whatever life throws at you. You have to just have the mindset of I can figure it out, right? It's like the Navy SEAL. When they start training and when they get into those battles, they have the mindset of they're gonna pull through, they're gonna figure it out, right? You have to have that mindset of you can figure it out, and that's what I've done for myself. Watching countless of videos, reading countless of books, podcasts, just just continue to work on my mind that I can figure it out. Number three on my list is learn how to learn fast, because AI is or LLM, whatever you call it, is it's growing faster, it's learning fast. You have to be able to learn fast as well. You can't spend time just reading. You have to read, you have to learn, and you have to apply, right? Same with me with the jobs. When I'm trying to get into a new role, what I do is I learn and I start applying for job immediately. I don't wait till I know everything before I start applying for the jobs. I start interviewing for those jobs immediately as I know a little about what I'm studying. So those interviews teach me more about the role more than even what I'm studying. So learning to learn fast, it's a skill that you have to continue to work on. I'm working on that as well, because I'm learning how to unlearn what I've learned before and learn again. If you go back to my previous videos, you kind of watch some of those, kind of learn some of those pieces, on how to unlearn fast and just learning fast again, right? Or learning again. Number four on my list is communicating clearly, explaining your ideas clearly, and be able to connect with other people. If you know how to communicate very well, which I'm learning for myself as well, if you know how to communicate very well, you're easily able to transport your ideas to other people, and other people that are more intelligent or more smart or have more experience than you are easily able to come on board and help you out figure it, or help you figure it out, or teach you certain things that you need to learn to be able to figure it out, right? So learning to communicate clearly. And how do you do that? By reading a lot of books, right? Not reading a lot of books, but taking your time to read books, right? And also learning how to write. Like for me, something that I've put away for so many years of just writing. I write songs, but I just never really wrote down my thoughts. Now, the ideas for these videos are to have my ears hear what my hands have been writing down, right? What I've been writing down for some time now, for some years now, and just letting my ears hear those things for the first time. But again, learning how to communicate very well. Number five is build a community. That's what I'm doing on YouTube, is building a community where I can attract like-minded people to myself that know more than I do, that I can learn from, and that are looking to learn from me as well. And we come together and form this bond where we can learn from each other. It's the philosophy that I always say: you lean on me, I lean on you. Lean on me today, I lean on you tomorrow, and together we can pull through. Right? It's called the lean. I call it the lean and pull philosophy. Right? Build a community. We can all learn together. When somebody's learning something different, I'm learning something different, I can come back to that person and share what I've been learning. They can share what they've been learning, and we can move faster, because I don't know I can't learn everything by myself, and they can learn everything by themselves. But if we build a community, it's just like how it was back home in Nigeria where I grew up in a small community, or a village as you would call it, and everybody leaned on each other, right? When something is happening on the other street or the other lane, person on the other side tells us, and this is a story for another day. But when we used to get robbed a lot, that's how we kind of pulled through, was leaning on the community, leaning on the village for somebody else to give us the information, because they're getting robbed, right? They tell us, and we're easily able to find an escape route, or easily find something that we could do to pull through out of those types of times. So Building a community is very, very important. And number six is staying adaptable. AI is moving very fast. LLMs are moving very fast. You have to adapt quickly and move to the next phase. You can't stay down brooding over something because it's moving fast. You have to learn to move fast as well. You have to adapt and move on. You have to have that I would figure it out mentality that can pull you through, right? And with that, having faith in God, believing in yourself, and having that mentality to pull through is how you adapt, is how you move on. We can't stay down for too long. We have to figure it out and move on. And number seven, which is a bonus on my list, is taste. Our taste is what sets us apart. That's what differentiates me from you, right? Uh, AI cannot have our taste, right? And I even wrote something down here. I said AI generates a lot, but still takes human judgment to know what is actually good, useful, and worth pursuing. AI would not know these things. It's a machine again, just like we've had plenty of machines and plenty of tools all through the years for decades. It's a tool, right? You have to continue to work on your taste, right? Your taste is what sets you apart. It's what differentiates you from other people, right? And it's how you do things. It's how you see life. It's somewhat of your identity as well, right? So you have to continue to hone in on those tastes, that way of life that you've figured out for yourself, and continue to live, because that is something that AI or any LLM cannot copy. It's your taste and how you do things. And I'm hoping that this video helps somebody, right? But if somebody out there have any questions, please leave it in the comments. And I hope that we can all figure it out together. We can all learn together, and pull through together in that lean and pull philosophy. We can all just get on. And if there's anybody out there that knows more, please comment in the comment section, because there are other people out there that are looking for answers or looking for a nod to figure it out, right? Until next video, thank you so much and have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.